Hey guys, as you guys probably know by the title, this is going to be about the iPad, which is launching in 12 hours, less than 12 hours, 11 hours. It's 9:55 p.m. and it launches at 9 a.m. By the looks of it, there's already a lot of lines building up in Manhattan, Fifth Avenue, the Apple Store, and I'm pretty sure around the country or possibly the world. I'm not sure about the release dates around the world, but here are my opinions against the iPad. I really don't think it's gonna be a really big success. Well, it probably is for those people that are like die-hard Apple fans, and would buy absolutely anything that Steve Jobs creates. But other than that, I really don't find the iPad that much of a hype. Well, it is a hype, but I don't find it like worth the hype. People are over exaggerating with this, and I've heard a lot of news articles talking about how it's not so good. I guess they know about why it's not so good, which I'll explain in a little bit. First, to begin with, the iPad has no webcam, so you could already scratch that out for me compared to a laptop, which unbelievably they did compare it to a laptop. A lot of people did compare it. There was a poll on, I forgot which website, I think it was CNN, no. But it asked people if iPad will eliminate laptops, and I think the majority of them said no. But a big reason is it has no webcam and also it has no DVD drive. Apple said it's offering you to download from iTunes movies, but that costs money, and you one day you might want to rent the movie in Blockbuster and want to put it on your iPad, but you got no disk drive. So that's another setback, and you can't play any other games on there except for the ones on iTunes. So that's really a big difference from laptops. Laptops play DVDs. You could put games like World of Warcraft, Flight Simulator. You can't do that on iPad, and it's extremely low memory. 64 gigabyte hard drive. Yeah. 64 gigabyte. I think you could go for higher depending on the price. There's a $500 range to $800 or $850. I'm not sure exact price, or $900. But the iPad really isn't really worth that much. I mean, you're paying $900. I mean, you could buy a Dell laptop for $500, or maybe pay a little bit more and get the MacBook Pro, which is actually really good, and it's a laptop with a disk drive and all of that. But really, the iPad isn't all that. It's just the hype is among the Apple fans, and you're trying to bring the hype onto normal people and thinking that it's a really good product, when Steve Jobs really isn't. Like, also, I heard there's going to be a big update on some websites that have Flash and JavaScript, because iPad does not support JavaScript or Flash. So if there's any website that failed to update it, then you can't view them on the iPad. But I'm pretty sure a lot of them did succeed in the update, with the launch coming out tomorrow. Now, what I do like about the iPad is that it's a really cool looking product. But it looks similar to the iPod Touch. But I think it'll be really cool to have iPod Touch with a larger screen, and you'll look pretty cool walking outside with an iPad. Here I have the iPad. I almost called it an iPad, an iPod Touch. Maybe you guys can't see it really good because I have the case on. Here I have the iPod Touch. It looks just like the iPad, right? And it has a little let's bring it a little closer. It has a little unlock screen, and I have a little video for you guys to watch. Well, not really, that'd be a waste of time, but it's just like what the iPad is supposed to be like. I mean, you can play games on it. It's just like the iPad. I mean, you have the same screen as the iPad. I don't see why. And I bought this for $200. It's really similar to the iPad, the little lock on top. So yeah, that really does give it a little setback, that you could get iPod Touch for $200, the 8 gigabyte version. And of course, the iPad can never replace a desktop or a laptop, so the iPad will be more like a little browsing the internet when you're on flights or something. You don't want to open a big laptop. You can bring the iPad. That's really, really good for that. Also, I don't know, when you're taking little short trips or you're on a business meeting, you don't want to bring a big laptop, so you can bring the iPad. I guess that's pretty good. But why bring an iPad when you can use this? I mean, you could still go on can still go on Safari and search web pages and all that. I don't see what the difference is, unless you want a big screen, or that kind of person that cares about how big the screen is. You have the little physical keyboard, but also they want to sell you an external keyboard, which you can connect to the bottom of the iPad, for about, I don't know how much, 30 to 50 bucks, $60. Then they want you to buy a case, which is like $80. And I don't know, they're just going a little all out with accessories in their price ranges. This is really fun because it's like a cell phone. I mean, your hands fit on it like that. But the iPad, you're dealing with, you have to go like that. So you're going to want a keyboard, but the keyboard is going to cost you a lot of money, and that's what Apple is trying to do. Give you an uncomfortable physical keyboard. Well, not really physical, virtual keyboard. And they're going to want you to buy the keyboard, the physical keyboard, which plugs into the bottom, for an additional addition of $30 to $50. So I want you guys to give me your opinions towards the iPad. I know the iPad hasn't came out yet, but leave a video response below, or a comment, text comment, telling me what you like about or dislike about the iPad. Leave your pros and cons down below, or just give me a sentence of what you like or dislike.